animation is a large part of the media I've consumed for pretty much my entire life. From SpongeBob and the Game's wild antics on the weekends to early mornings with Timon and Pumbaa and very late nights where I should have been in bed, where I snuck out of my room to go watch and 𝐖𝐞𝐥𝐬𝐢 reruns, animation reruns, 𝐖𝐞𝐥𝐬𝐢 reruns on Adult Swim, or I tried to sneak and record them on the DVR, but I always got caught. Every single time. My childhood is just filled with these moments of me trying to run at breakneck speed to get in front of anybody's TV set to just try to put as much TV cartoons into my little kid brain that I could process. And as I was thinking back on my childhood watching a ton of animation, I realized it wasn't just the full-length animated TV shows that I was enjoying. I was also really into animated shorts. Hello, lovely people of the internet. It's your girl, 𝐿𝐼𝐵LACK and welcome to a new series I'm doing called Black and the Way Back. A series diving into nostalgic media and niche internet lore from 2000 to 2015 because that's when I was a kid. Now, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, I'm Ty, and I make content about comics, manga, animation, and fandom here on the internet because I am your nerd and otaku culture expert. And if we've met before, what's good with you? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Go ahead and grab that drink and grab a snack, get cozy, because we're about to go way back to... Now, when I think of nostalgic television or nostalgic cartoons, my mind instantly clicks back to some of my childhood favorites like the Wild Thornberrys, the Powerpuff Girls, or Hi Puffy Amiyumi. If you're a Y2K kid like myself, then you probably remember while watching cartoons back in the day that it had quite a bit of commercial breaks, and then things was not skippable. And unlike today, where I'm willing to pay $15 to remove ads from a streaming site, back in the day, this was the perfect time to get up, stretch your legs, grab a snack, grab a drink, use the bathroom, and just chill out before your show came back on. You know, sometimes during those commercial breaks, you would get some pretty cool content, like those really cool toy commercials or food commercials for stuff you're probably never going to eat, or you'd get ads for questionable worlds where products that people are creating solve non-issues, but you could also get a bump or an animated short. Now, the bump could be a transition that just shows you what show's coming on, what's happening later that night, or something that the channel is doing as a whole. Or the bump could be an animated short that could be a pilot for a new upcoming show that's coming out, or just something random that animators created that they're taking up this time slot to do. So why don't we go back and take a look at some of my favorite animated shorts from back in the day. Produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions and based off of the Archie comics, Josie and the Pussycats is an iconic American cartoon with several iterations, such as the Josie and the Pussycats live-action movie from 2001, and even an appearance in the Archie comics live-action TV series, Riverdale. But if I were to sing to you, Josie and the Pussycats, the first thing that pops in your mind is probably not all of the other stuff. It's probably the Cartoon Network Groovy segment, Josie and the Pussycats Music in Evolution. Also airing for the first time in 2001, the short features the Pussycats performing their theme song through various eras of popular music, including pop, disco, punk, 80s hair band, heavy metal, country, and EDM, with different animation styles to match the musical switch. I think what makes this short so iconic is the mixed media animation style and just how different each version of the theme song sounds throughout the whole entire short. The short flows and moves so seamlessly and wonderfully through each segment, and that's thanks to Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon is the one who wrote the short and is popular for another cool animated short, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. We can also thank Jonas O'Dell, who serves as a director and specializes in the art of mixing live action elements with mixed media animation. And I would be remiss if I didn't shout out the vocals of Christina Fincher. I was actually pretty surprised I find out that it was just one vocalist who had done all of the work for the short, but honestly, I think that's still really cool because she makes her voice sound so complex, like there is 3 ladies singing one song in different genres. So good on her and good on the team of pulling that out. The short is vibrant and energizing, and even though it only plays for about a minute or so, I honestly would have watched it if it were 5 minutes because it's just that good. Cartoons was the name that Cartoon Network gave its series of classic animated shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, and even later entries like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Initially, the focus of the series was to rerun older shows, but it quickly expanded into an hours-long animation block, where it showcased pilots, new series, and shorts in addition to the animated classics. But the best part of Cartoons was that they invaded Nickelodeon.
Hurry up! We're not even supposed to be on this channel!
Cartoon Network is. Ooh, hey, pretty mama.
Yeah, my crew pulled up to the spot in March of 2000, where Cartoon Network ran a promotion on its rival channel, Nickelodeon, featuring different cartoon characters such as Johnny Bravo, Eddie from Ed, Edd n Eddy, persuading viewers to watch Cartoon Fridays with the Nickelodeon orange fluorescently shining in the background. They got people yelling hey off screen. They got my girl Buttercup the lookout telling Eddie ass to wrap it up. Johnny Bravo was giving very light skin energy. It's all very gang, very infiltrate the ops, and I very much appreciated it. To this day, has there ever been another infiltrate the ops type commercial? I'm genuinely asking because I can't think off the top of my head. It's a very comical commercial if you have not seen it, and it's really cool to think that there was a time where Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon were cool enough to cross promo on each other's platforms, because it certainly ain't like that now. Shorty McShort was an animated short series. Gosh, can I say that 5 times fast? Shorty McShort was an animated series. 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 Okay, I still got it. Shorty McShort was an animated series that ran on Disney Channel, R.I.P. the dead homie, and featured animated shorts that ran between about 4 to 5 minutes in runtime. The series was an anthology, but it did have one reoccurring short, The Boys on the Run, and overall, the series as a whole ran for about a year, but then was replayed as reruns in the subsequent years later. My favorite short from the series was the nonsensical wackadoodle musical mayhem that was
Boozlebag Zip!
It's a short story about a family where the dad, a mailman, gets hired to be the mailman on the children's TV show Boozlebag Zip through the show's host, Admiral Boozlebag, on TV as his family is watching it. Colin, the main character, is not having it, and honestly, it's very justified. It's the most mishmash concept ever, with Admiral Boozlebag being this crazy Mr. Rogers type guy with this Bill Cosby-esque voice and flamboyance out the ass. The world is fluorescent and kind of gives 𝐤𝐤𝐫𝐬𝐿 with how it's oddly shaped in terrain. And Colin's family is pretty fun, with his mom and dad having a really cute relationship. His mom has this really delightful demeanor, and his dad is kind of one of those guys where you ask, damn, how did he pull her? But overall, they're super cute together, and his baby sister is the cutest little baby. I will say, I do feel a bit bad for Colin, because the story kind of makes him out to be some kind of jerk because he's unhappy with the rapid changes that his family is taking. But I do appreciate the overall moral of the story, which is finding middle ground with people that you don't necessarily connect with and trying to find peace with family. It's funky, it's a bit of an acid trip and extremely funny, and if you haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to watch it yourself. You With Us is this live-action animated short commercial with characters from Cartoon Network previously mentioned in the Cartoon Fridays, interrogating and quizzing actors on details from their shows and of the characters themselves. The whole set is this gray steel-bolted room with a chair in the center, under fluorescent lights, and a panel of hostile cartoon characters sitting in front of them. The red guy from 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿 Chicken is yelling wrong loud as hell every time someone gets something wrong. And of course, the Powerpuff Girls are ready to scrap as usual, literally about to beat a man out of his shoes. Bubbles was really about to get his man work, all because he said the name Powerpuff Girls wrong. Truly, everyone involved in this commercial is a menace to society, but it is a classic. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's one of my favorite applications of the animation and live action mashup. Truly, Cartoon Network's biggest and brightest were putting in the work, and it's probably why people revere the early 2000s as the greatest era of cartoons. I personally wouldn't say that, but you know. Our final short is the only non-kids television network short, but it is probably one of my favorite shorts of all time, so it had to be included. The story of the short is actually quite interesting as it starts with the creator, Bomani 𝐼𝐸. 𝐼𝐸, also known as the Might or Not a Rapper, was a musician, spoken word poet, and activist who frequently spoke about Black culture, liberation, and art. He debuted in the music video 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐿 on BET in 2005. It's just a song talking about how we should just be cool with how people decide to live their lives. And from there, 𝐼𝐸 continued to work in art, music, and activism all the way up until 2007 when he dropped the banger Read a Book on MySpace. The song was an instant success and it took the internet by storm. Soon after, the song was paired with animation from 6 Point Harness Studios after it had been picked up by BET in an initiative to bring animation and other new interesting programming to BET after the success of shows like The Boondocks. The short then received another big boost in popularity after it was featured on The 5 on the BET network. The 5 was a series highlighting countdown style the 5 coolest people, places, events, gadgets, and websites of the time. Upon its release, it was met with some mixed reviews, some audiences loving it for its crassness and its seemingly positive message, while others were not really too thrilled with its depiction of Black people and how it played into stereotypes. However, 𝐼𝐸, as well as executives at BET, pushed back against those sentiments, stating that it was meant to be taken as satire and so was supposed to be a critique of the era of hip-hop that they were in. An exact quote from Dennis Cohen, who was serving as the senior vice president of animation at BET at the time, says, "It's meant to be very satirical and in a real way kind of mimics and mocks the current state of hip-hop and hip-hop videos." And for all of my comic book fans, yes, it was that Dennis Cohen, one of the founders of Milestone Comics. For me personally, I think it's very clear that this animated short is satire. I think it was very clearly read as satire when I watched it again. But also, I'm an adult and I've done a lot of research on the topics that the animation is covering. But I can clearly see, and actually I was one of those people back in the day that I thought, yeah, it was crass, but definitely seemed pretty positive overall. But I feel like I'm in this place when it comes down to some of these things that I don't think there's anything wrong with someone taking a positive message out of something that was meant to be satirical. You know, definitely a conversation about media literacy to be had here, but that's not what this video is. I will say that it's definitely a great watch and a great capsule of the era, and it still feels very relevant even in today's time. And I wonder why that is. When I mean I got such a nostalgia bomb from rewatching some of these animated shorts, there were some times I'm like, damn, it feels exactly like 2004 sitting on my aunt's floor eating cereal, watching cartoons late at night. And that's actually why I started this video series talking about my nostalgic hyperfixations, because it just boggles my mind about how much of my life and internet online as a child has now become history. History worth documenting, like worth anthropological documentation. Is that what I am? Am I low-key an anthropologist? No, I'm not. And let me stop. If this video gave you flashbacks to your childhood or even made you the slightest bit nostalgic, be sure to stick around because there's certainly more where this came from. And if you like content about comics, manga, animation, and fandom, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe below because between you and me, the subscribe button is pretty fun at parties. And with that being said, I hope to see you next time when we go way back with your girl, Black.